Hello, creeps.
All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with Dan and Darren.
What's up, guys?
Hey, Darren.
Hi, Dan.
What if I was to tell you there's a Halloween movie? It involves robots, laser beams, witchcraft, Stonehenge, cricket murders.
Cricket murders?
Would you believe that?
No, I wouldn't, except for the fact that I saw this movie.
Well, guys, today we're reviewing the 1982 Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Dun, dun, dun. Like, seriously, all that stuff is in this movie.
Dude, I had no idea this existed because I'm not a huge Halloween guy. I'm becoming a Halloween fan now. Dude, what a wild ride this was.
Yeah, I didn't even know they did something like this. It's crazy, and it's really again, it's like with this series, I just start digging deeper and deeper, like what happened, why did it happen, and we'll explain it to you. By the end of this episode, you'll know.
Just simply, the fact that they had the balls to make a Halloween movie without Michael Myers is crazy.
And we'll explain all of that. But if you have no idea what we're talking about, here's the synopsis. Kids all over America want the Silver Shamrock mask for Halloween. Dr. Daniel Chalice seeks to uncover a plot by the Silver Shamrock owner, Conal Cochran? Conal?
They just call him Cochran.
Conal?
Call him for short.
Well, they should actually call the main actor because this guy lays it down.
Oh, he's a Smith. One of the original players.
Smith. All right, this is directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. Writers Tommy Lee Wallace, John Carpenter, and Nigel Neal. By the way, Nigel, I believe when I watched some behind the scenes footage, like wanted nothing to do with this movie. Like he wants his name off it.
Oh, after the fact?
Yeah, because first I think maybe it's in the credits. This is on IMDb, they list, but I think it just lists as like Tommy Lee Wallace is the only like writer of it.
I could understand why, and we'll get into it.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes critics gave it a 49, audience a 30%. So not great.
Well, dude, could you imagine at the time when this came out, going to see a Halloween movie and then you get this?
Dude, it is a bold move. It's a bold move that they went with. And yeah, I'd say it didn't pay off. Well, we'll have some interesting takes because I didn't exactly hate the movie.
No, it's very interesting, and it has a cult-like following, right?
I think it's like any bad movie, not bad, like different movie at first. There's the initial response, which wasn't, I'm guessing, was not good at all to this.
I imagine people were probably upset.
But then you come to respect it as like a work of art. It's a whole different take on Halloween.
It's so different. There is something that I like about the fact that they even tried this.
Yes, before we jump in, we got a special shout out. We got a new member, Pretty Boy Fred 25. Welcome to the club.
Hey, thanks, Fred. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, Fred. It was good to have you.
We appreciate you. You're family now.
So if you guys are interested in joining the channel, you could become a member. Go to YouTube, click that join button. You get our monthly bonus episodes. You get early access to episodes. We got the afterpod. Today we're going to be going over the behind the scenes footage. Or we try to do like deleted scenes, behind the scenes, anything a little extra for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And if you're looking to pick up a little swag like this guy's shirt over here, check out our frightnightclothingco.com or go to YouTube, hit the store. It'll give you the link right there. But if you're a little strapped for cash, we totally get it. There's one option you guys can do that costs you nothing, and that's leaving us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify. It helps the podcast grow, get more of you coming in, more of you interacting with us. We love it. We'd appreciate it.
And we'll shout you out.
Let's jump into our initial impressions. So before we jump in, I have a little like behind the scenes stuff because it's going to be something we're going to talk about nonstop of like, why is there no Michael Myers? So
yeah, we need to address this up front.
Yes. So there's no Michael Myers. John Carpenter didn't plan on having a Michael Myers in the Halloween movies. Like, after this, you know what I mean? Like, so his whole plan, he wanted to do a different story each year on Halloween. So he didn't even want to do Halloween Part 2. Like, he got kind of forced to do that. So that's why at the end of Halloween 2, Dr. Loomis and Myers, they get off because he was like, I'm done with this. And that's the whole thing with this new series is they were going to do a whole different story each year.
It's ambitious, and I like the idea, but I mean, obviously, we know you can't go away from Myers. It's just a bad idea.
I mean, the thing, it's like you make a movie. The first Halloween was so good because of Myers. Like they created this new character. I mean, people were into it. And then to just be like, you know what? I have a whole different idea for this movie is crazy.
Well, it's okay, but then you don't call it Halloween because this isn't Halloween, except for the fact that it happens around Halloween.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to use the IP or whatever because obviously it had buzz behind it. So they're like, hey, let's just use the name Halloween, but that's like the worst idea you could do.
It's similar to Troll 2. And then for some reason, this reminds me of that, where Troll 2 had nothing to do with Troll.
Yeah, but that wasn't the same people.
Yeah, no, they just used the name.
Yeah,
Was it Trolls or Troll? One of the two.
Troll.
Okay.
This is... That covered myself both ways. Yeah, so there's no Michael Myers. It's way different. It's a totally different story. So you kind of almost have to look at this movie as not even part of the same universe.
No, but you do have to take it into effect. Like when I'm thinking about this movie, I do judge it in the Halloween world.
Yeah, well, so when I score this, I'm going to have two scores. I'm going to have my Halloween score and then just as a horror movie score.
Do you know that Dick Warlock is in this movie, though?
Yeah, he's listed as like an extra.
Well, I think he's one of the robots.
Yeah, a henchman.
So we do have an old Myers playing a henchman in this, which is kind of fun.
What, I mean, I didn't see him. I didn't look. I don't know. I wouldn't even know what he really looks like.
I have no idea because he wore a mask in Halloween too.
I didn't know if they just listed him as a henchman, like as a nod to him, or if he actually was one.
I think he was in there. Yeah, for sure, right? They're not going to just list him.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this movie. We kind of gave you the synopsis. There's basically like an evil guy that has a factory where he's delivering masks with this huge plot to kind of take down a bunch of kids.
Yes.
Murder children.
Kids are on the hunt in this one.
Yeah. So, I mean, what did you think of it? Like, obviously, we're not going deep. Just the initial, like, as you're getting into this movie.
Dude, yeah, the first time I watched this, I was like, what the heck is going on? Because I had no idea this movie existed. I was just shocked, as I'm sure many people were when they went to the theaters to watch this, and it was really nothing to do with the Halloween series.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a fun movie. It's so goofy and weird. The plot is crazy because Stonehenge, the Stonehenge, has a big factor to play in all this.
Yeah. How this mass murdering plot takes place is a little convoluted.
Well, I've watched this, I don't know, 4 or 5 times.
So have I.
Dude, I've watched this so many times. And I still am not quite sure how this plan works.
Yeah, we'll break it down. And it seems that this powers that are used to do the murdering, it does different things at different times.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing.
At one point, it becomes a laser beam, and I'm not sure how that got triggered, maybe by touching the metal?
Is it metal or is it rock? To be honest, it looked like a computer chip.
Yeah, well, I think there's pieces of Stonehenge in the metal, right? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. But it was fun. I will say this. It was fun. It was slow at times. There's like a good 10 minutes of the main character just walking around as you're just following him explore. And I did like the main character. In fact, I liked a lot of the acting in this. And I liked the idea of how goofy it was. And to me, it was just kind of fun and silly.
I think, well, as usual, John Carpenter does a great job with the composing in it. I mean, they switched up the sounds, and it's almost like, even in the beginning, it sounds similar to almost Myers, but they have a twist on it. It's like more synth, you know?
Well, don't you love the jingle too?
Oh my gosh, we got to talk about the jingle.
At first, I was off put by it, and then it just grew and grew, and I absolutely love it now.
4 days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 4 days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
I don't know why. It's
3
catchy.
more days till Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Yeah, they did a really good job with it. I mean, it like sticks in your head, and they play it probably, I don't know, 50 times.
Yeah, you're not going to get away from hearing it.
No, not at all. So yeah, overall, it's an interesting watch. I would definitely say check it out.
Just know what you're getting in for.
Yeah, don't expect Myers. It's nothing like that series that you may love called Halloween.
Yeah. I mean, dude, just as a horror movie fan, you kind of have to watch it just to have this experience.
Yeah, and it's a fun experience. Like I said, I watched it multiple times, and each time I enjoyed it.
You know what it was to me? I didn't know what the heck was going to happen around each corner, so I was pretty locked in the whole way because I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, and the first time you watch it too, you're just like, what is this? Like, what are these people? Why do certain people act certain ways? And then as it develops, you realize, oh, that actually kind of makes sense.
Even the main character, I just enjoy the character. He's kind of a sleazeball, maybe an alcoholic too.
I would say an alcoholic womanizer is what he is, but not necessarily a bad dude.
No, well, I mean, it seems like it's consensual. The women like him as well.
Yes, they love him.
But he's a fun character to watch. I enjoyed him.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, and the main bad character's great. I love that actor. I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Let's jump into the movie. The film begins October, Saturday, the 23rd. They have the thing where, like, we go through each day till we get over to Halloween.
Right.
So it's a dark, stormy night. It's not even stormy yet, but it will be. There's a man sprinting down the street with a car following him. And the first thing you notice is he has a mask tucked into his pants.
Yeah, and you're just wondering, what does that have to do with anything?
Yes, it has a lot to do with everything.
It's everything.
So he runs into a gas station / junkyard. There's a bunch of cars. He ends up hiding behind a vehicle, and the car is like kind of like following. It goes past, and then it comes back, and you're like, what's going on? He's obviously being chased, all right? Well, the old man thinks he's safe, but he's not, because a man in a suit ambushes him right behind him, and there's a lot of like those noises like
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
dude, the 80s synth music.
Oh,
I don't know, effect.
yes. So this is our first view of one of the bad guys, okay? There's going to be a lot of these suit men around. What did you think about the suit guys?
What do I think? As in, were they scary, or did I like them?
Either way.
I liked it because they have no soul. Similar to Mike Myers, actually.
Yeah, at first, dude, when I watched, I was like, this is like super corny. Like, these are horrible actors, but it makes sense.
100%. But that's what makes it work. You're kind of like, why? Who are these people? Why do they have no expression? They're just soulless, evil bots, one might say.
They reminded me of the dudes off The Matrix.
Yeah.
What is it? Mr. Smith, right?
Yeah, just different versions of Mr. Smith.
Yeah, maybe a little less personality than
Well,
Mr. Smith even.
I don't think they really talk much.
I don't think they talk at all.
I don't think the technology's there yet.
So the suit man ends up tackling this old guy, sits on top of him, and kind of just like sits there strangling him, but not really doing a great job of strangling.
No. Well, it's just using all hand strength.
Well,
You gotta lean into it, you know?
I feel like with some other people later on, they get the job done a little better, but obviously this is the first one.
Yeah.
We have to build in a little. So this old man, he's being strangled by this dude. He looks over and he finds a chain on the ground that just so happens to be attached to a wheel chock. So he pulls that thing and this car just slowly starts rolling. So they're in between two cars. There's a stationary car and now a car rolling towards them. And this dude in the suit just sits there, looks at the car, and lets it just slam into him.
It was so incredibly slow. You know what it reminded me of in Austin Powers, where the guy on the steamroller's going towards the guy, and he's just yelling and won't get out of the way.
Watch out!
It was something like that, where as the audience, I'm like, okay, you could just move at any time.
Yeah, it didn't make sense, but it will a little later.
I even think if it hit you, I don't think it would even be an impact. It would just kind of nudge you.
Yeah,
You
it
might
almost
just
would
you might
push.
stop the car.
Well,
You know?
I feel like you could probably put your hand on the other car and just like push it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work. This dude the suit guy dies, and it's like I feel like it was more noise death than actual like impact death.
Oh, you just heard him?
Like, well, no, they make that like sound, you know, and then he's just like dead.
And they're nodding at what might happen.
Yeah.
What might be going on, I should say.
Yes. So anyways, the old man, he escapes, grabs his mask, runs away. 1 hour later, the storm now has arrived. It's like pouring rain. We're at a gas station, and the gas station attendant's watching a pretty sick Stonehenge documentary.
Dude, I didn't notice that.
Yes, well, I didn't realize it either. The documentary, I guess it's like a news report, because they're saying one of the stones is missing.
Dude, I've watched this 4 times. I never even saw that part.
Yeah.
And that's going to come into play.
Well, by the way, did you know this gas station attendant, also in the bar scene coming up, there's a football game on. He's doing the commentary for it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
You can hear his voice in it. I watched it again.
That's funny. No, I didn't know that.
So anyways, the documentary gets interrupted by the Silver Shamrock jingle. And that's where we first hear the 8 more days till Halloween. Dude, it's so good.
Hey, don't
Like,
worry. I'll play it for you guys.
8 more days to Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. 8 more days to Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
And in this jingle, we see there's 3 masks that they're selling: a skull, a witch, and a pumpkin.
Do you know that I believe they've really sold these masks?
Oh, I think they did as a promo for the movie.
Which is a great promotion. I actually would love to have one of these.
Yeah, which one would you want?
I only remember the pumpkin. I didn't take a deep look at the skull or witch.
Oh.
So probably pumpkin.
I gotta be honest, I don't think the pumpkin mask really looked that great.
No, but it's now iconic.
Do you know what song the jingle was based on?
Oh man, I looked at the screen, but I did not know, and now it makes total sense.
London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah, it has that same cadence.
Yeah, they based it on that. Just an interesting little fun fact for you. So this poor gas station attendant, he's just doing his job, hanging out there. That old man breaks in, and it wasn't like, hey, help me. It was like he explodes out of nowhere and like attacks the dude.
Yeah, it was a jump scare.
Jump scare, and then he proceeds to pass out on the floor.
He gives all his energy in the jump scare, and then boom, he's got nothing left.
Yeah, that was all he had.
Yeah.
Maybe next time just knock on the door, though.
Or just say, hey, can you help me?
Yeah. All right, so we cut over to Dr. Daniel Chalice. This is going to be our main character in the movie. 2 things you need to know. He likes to drink, and he likes to sling some
Yeah, dude, he's a divorced father. Maybe not a great father either. Doesn't seem to be around the family very much.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It seemed like his kids liked him, but, it's just...
His priorities, though, not a family dude.
No, he likes to drink and he likes women. He brings some masks over to his kids, but as usual in these relationships, his wife already bought them, or ex-wife already bought him masks, and happens to be the Silver Shamrock mask. Right. So they're kind of like, well, what are these pieces of junk? We already have our masks, Yeah,
and we also see the relationship between him and his ex-wife, not great. They don't seem to like each other much.
So anyways, he's with his kids and his wife, but he gets a page because the hospital needs him. That old man who passed out, he's going to be going to the hospital, so they're paging the doc. In these movies, Halloween especially, seems like the docs are never really ready to do doctoring.
You're right. This is the second movie in a row where the doctor is not at the hospital. Instead, they have to be called back.
And it's alluded that he's been drinking because the wife says drinking and doctoring, a great combination. So just like Dr. Mixter in part 2, he's a little buzzed going to work.
Maybe that's just how doctors used to operate.
Dr. Chalice arrives at the hospital. The old man now is on the gurney, and he appears to be just like asleep. But he's got that mask like clutched in his hands. He's not letting it go. Again, he's like totally out of it until one of the TVs turn on, and that Silver Shamrock jingle seems to wake this man up. So he sits up and he says, "They're all going to kill us. All of us." To which Dr. Chalice says, "Cool. Here's 100 milligrams of Thorazine. You're going to sleep."
Yeah, I mean, the guy was being irrational. That seems like a standard procedure.
I don't know. I feel like maybe you talk to him a little more. Like, that's all he said, and then it's just like, here, take this anti-psych drug.
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe you should just hear him out a little bit.
Yeah,
or maybe, actually it would have been helpful for the movie and him.
Yeah, like explain who, what, is this real? I don't know.
Yeah, because you don't know anything about this dude. You actually don't know that he's crazy. He's just in there because he was, I guess, injured?
Well, he's not crazy at all. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So anyways, he gets put to sleep. It is what it is. Now is where we see Dr. Chalice in his element, okay? Because he's got a nurse with him. Nurse Agnes. I think this might just be sexual assault.
Well, but she seemed to kind of like it, right?
Or sexual harassment? Is that what sexual?
Well, yeah, you can't.
Maybe a little bit of both.
You definitely can't do this nowadays, but back then it used to be common practice.
Well, because Chalice is going to go take a nap, and he invites her into the room to take a nap with him. And she's like, oh, joking around, whatever, not into it. And then as they're walking down the hall, he gives her a little ass slap.
I think I should have married you, Agnes.
Watch it, bus driver.
You got to kickstart the buggy.
So, I mean, to be honest, in this movie, I don't think there's a woman that Chalice hasn't been with.
Yeah, you got the vibe that this has happened before. She's just not in the mood right now, maybe?
Yeah, I think he's been around.
Yeah, dude, he's a dog. He's a dog.
Okay, so the doctor now is kind of away doing his own thing in his office. Then the man in the suit arrives, and he makes his way to the old man's room, puts a hand over the guy's mouth, and you think like, okay, he's going to smother him. No, he's not going to smother him. What he's going to do is rip his skull apart. So, okay, to be honest, it looked like an eye gouge, and then he pulls the head or skull, and it pops. So, to be honest, it just looked like his nose broke.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a brutal way to kill someone. A standard strangle would have worked just fine there.
Yeah, they like to do this pull head part. They do some crazy kills, to be honest. Now, the murder wasn't really the crazy part, because after that's done, the guy in the suit walks his way back to the car, takes a gasoline bath, takes a lighter, boom, explosion, he's dead.
Yeah, and at this point, I'm just thinking, what on earth is going on where these guys in suits are killing people and then just kill themselves?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he did it because it's like it covers everything up and he's expendable.
I guess so, or he could have just drove away.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone, like, they saw him.
But this looked a lot cooler, and honestly, for the movie, it works really good because you're really questioning what's happening, and it's so weird because at this point, you think he's a real person.
Yes, that is true. Now we cut to Sunday, the 24th. So the old man's daughter arrives, and it's Miss Ellie, all right? She's one of our main characters. The first thing you see is Dr. Chalice has got his eye on her, all right? Young girl, distraught, father's dead. He sees his opening here.
Dude, what a savage, man.
He sees his
Under no circumstance should this be his first priority. But hey, again, it's kind of why I respect him. He is who he is. He
is who he is. But nothing happens today. We cut to Wednesday the 27th. We're at the coroner's office. So Dr. Chalice, again, has an old fling named Teddy who works in this office. It's clear they've hooked up in the past. You'll see this throughout the movie. So he basically wants her to look into this murder because it's obviously odd. Like, the guy set himself on fire after killing the guy. He's like, there's more going on. So he wants her to just dig a little deeper.
Isn't it funny how the doctor turns into an investigator? Just all because the guy said they're trying to kill me. And like you said, instead of asking more questions about that, he put the guy to sleep. But now he's fully in this investigator mode. He's acting like a cop.
Yeah, you would actually. I feel like you could have just made him a cop.
Yeah, why is he a doctor? He doesn't even seem like a doctor.
No.
Everything about him seems like a cop.
Yeah, he even looks kind of like a cop.
Yeah.
He's got that Magnum PI look.
Yeah, so from this point on, forget about him being a doctor, because now he's an investigator.
Yeah, he's going to figure out what happened here.
I brushed by that. You're right. He totally does look like Magnum PI.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks
Similarities.
for acknowledging. So before Chalice gets to too much investigating, though, he's got to stop off at the bar. You see him drink throughout this entire movie. The interesting thing about this bar is it's our only shot of Michael Myers because on the TV is a Halloween trailer playing.
The immortal classic, followed by the big giveaway at 9.
In this movie, Halloween is a movie in it.
Meta,
it's the meta stuff, right? You know, I was watching a video too where they said in one of the trailers for the Silver Shamrock, there's a mask you can see of Michael Myers at the end of it.
I saw that and I went to the scene where they said it was, because it was supposed to, at least what I read was it's when he's at the house with his kids. I didn't see it on there. So I don't know if there's alternate cuts of the movie or something, but I didn't see it.
The interesting thing because of it is people now have speculation maybe Michael is a product of this Silver Shamrock mask, right? He has something to do with all this.
Okay, so we're going a little deeper in the lore. I feel like most people that are way into this movie, or the movies, the Halloween franchise, just look as this a one-off. Michael's not connected to this.
That's how I look at it, honestly. I'm making no connections. I do not stand by that theory at all.
Well, it's clear that they weren't trying to make that connection. Ellie now shows up at this bar because she wants to talk to the doctors. The nurses told her, hey, that dude's always at the bar. Go check it out. And obviously, you know where this is going to go.
I don't know where it's going to go.
Well, they end up linking up. And now they're going to investigate together of what happened. So they go to her dad's shop and Ellie's done a little research through like his journal. He logs everywhere he goes. He just so happened to go Santa Mira, where the Silver Shamrock Mask Company is at.
Yeah, we should say his shop seems to be Halloween-ish, like a toy shop maybe or something like that.
It kind of looks like a thrift shop, but he sells masks.
Yeah, so he has purchased a mask from the Silver Shamrock Company, and that's where this all gets connected.
Yeah, and it's like after he went there, he didn't make any of his other appointments. So that's how they put it together, like, hey, we got to go check this place out.
Sure.
Now, Santa Mira is located in California. Did you know this?
No, where?
Yeah, it's Lolita, California, so it's just south of like Eureka, Humboldt County area.
Oh, okay, right on the coast.
Yeah. It's also the setting for Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And at that gas station, that's not filmed, I don't think, in Santa Lolita or whatever I said, but that place has been used for John Carpenter's The Fog.
Oh, cool. I've never seen that movie.
The Fog?
Oh, maybe I have. I always get that confused. Oh, you know what? Is the Mist the one with the pirates? Or is it the Fog?
Now I'm confused. I've seen them both. Okay, so the Fog is the pirate one. The Mist, I think, is the one where it's very similar that like a fog rolls in, or I guess it's a mist.
Yeah, more mist-like than fog.
But in that one, it's like creatures, like animals. Like I feel like it's like spiders and like giant creatures.
Okay.
And very disturbing ending.
All right. Well,
Fog,
let's check it out.
more pirates. So Ellie and Dr. Chalice are headed to Santa Mira to find out what happened to the father, right? Now they get to this area and it's desolate. It's a small town, not much going on, no one on the street, but all the people seem to stare.
Yeah, it's the typical thing. You're going to this small town environment. Everyone knows an outsider has come in.
Yes, and they kind of allude to it, but it seems like all the townspeople are kind of in with the company.
You get the feeling that the company has deep ties within the community.
Yeah, they're definitely the innkeeper. We'll get to him, but
I don't even know who's not related to the company. I feel like I don't even remember the town, to be honest. I just remember a hotel.
well, the alcoholic isn't.
No,
He's the drunk.
He's got a mouth on him.
Yeah. By the way, in the behind the scenes too, they said that the town really was kind of like that. It was like creepy, and everyone stared at him.
Just weird people, I guess.
But then again, it's like Hollywood actresses in a small town. Of course, everyone's going to be like, "Who's that?"
Yeah, you got a camera following you. Who's not going to watch?
Exactly. I don't know. So anyways, they end up making it to the factory, but when they get there, Ellie's like, well, I don't really want to just go into this. We need to like do a little recon, come up with a plan before we just walk in. And Chalice has a great idea. Hey, why don't we pretend we're married and get a room together?
Dude, this dude's such a sleaze.
They make their way to the local motel and we meet the Irish innkeeper. So in the Silver Shamrock, it's like an Irish company. That's why this guy definitely has ties with the owner and everything.
Yeah.
But we don't really meet a ton of other townspeople, but whatever. Anyways, they check in. Ellie distracts the main guy or the innkeeper while Chalice goes to the office, signs into the book, but really what he's doing is checking to see if her father signed in. And I don't know why they did this all secretive. I guess it's like they don't want him to know they're part of it or they're looking for that guy.
Yeah, but why would they think they're even bad yet?
You really wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't have any idea that there's this big plan going on and there's all these evil henchmen or anything. He doesn't know anything at this point. He could have just asked the guy. I think that's reasonable.
I feel like that's the way you would. It works out for the movie. Like, I guess it's a smart move. But whatever. He ends up finding Ellie's dad's name, so he had checked into this motel. Not really shocking, but he's been here.
I mean, again, this isn't really Chalice's plan. This is just one of the steps to get Ellie in the room.
By the way, on that registry, do you know who some of the other names were?
No.
They're just other cast members.
That's fun.
Yeah, I kind of like
fun
it.
touch.
All right, so as they're there, we have an arrival of a Winnebago with old Buddy Betty and Little Buddy. All right, this guy's the #1 mask salesman, just so you guys are aware. And he's arriving, like everyone who comes to this motel, they're all like visiting the factory. They have business with the factory.
Well, and that's what it seems like. This town, the only thing people are doing is related to the factory. That's all anyone there is doing.
Yeah, I did like this scene though. When it pulls up, a bike just randomly gets shot off at Dr. Chalice.
It reminds me of one of those vacation movies where this family's kind of just a wild disaster. The kid's out of control. Like, immediately gets on his bike and he's just taking off, right?
Oh, yeah, they're a goofy little family.
Yeah, fun characters.
But I do like I mean, if you look at the bike, the way the bike fell, you could tell someone just had it and just threw it at him.
Someone off screen just checked it?
Yeah, the way it, like, just got tossed.
Yeah,
You know?
why would it just disconnect right there? I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
I don't like to be critical at all of this movie because it is so ridiculous.
No, I just thought I wasn't being critical.
No, I know. I'm just putting it out there for them, for you guys. Let's just have fun together.
Yeah. So he almost gets hit by this bike. As he's walking to the room, he almost gets hit again by Marge Gutman, who arrives. She like just whips it into a parking spot, almost hits Chalice, gets out of the car, doesn't even acknowledge that happened, starts like muttering to herself, this damn factory screwed up the mask orders again. So we just have characters just coming in.
You know, my issue with her was she looked too much like the other girl, and I got confused at times. Maybe that's me. I just thought they looked similar.
I got confused on this next scene when she goes to her room. She goes to her room and like one of the buttons off the mask falls off, and I actually thought it was Ellie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It was.
Is that the girl's name, Ellie?
Ellie's our main character.
Okay.
So-
that was for you guys.
Marge Gutman is actually Tom Atkins, Dr. Chalice's real wife. Well, they were married. I take it they got divorced or something, they said at the time.
Probably after the way he acted in this movie.
Yeah. I think he took a little liking to Dr. Chalice. He maybe went a little too method acting on it, you know?
Yeah.
So Chalice gets back to the room. Ellie lets him know that she saw the Cochran drive by, the owner. That's the owner of the Silver Shamrock company.
He's the main bad guy.
Right. So she saw him go by. So now she's like, for some reason, she's like, okay, let's just go to the factory. I'm ready now.
Okay.
But Chalice, he's not ready yet.
No, it's not time. Wait, Ellie. We have one more thing that must be done.
Yes. And I did like this part because he kind of fills her out. So they're in the room and he's like, well, you know, I could get another room, like, or I could like sleep in the car or dig a hole outside and lay in the dirt. Like,
I did think it was hilarious. I thought he actually acted very well because you could tell he doesn't want to leave. You know, we all know what he's up to.
yes. And Ellie looks at him and she goes, where do you want to sleep, Dr. Chalice?
Dude, and keep in mind, her father just got murdered. They're investigating this. I mean, it was just a couple days ago, but she's DTF.
Oh, she's totally down. So this is totally consensual. And it's on. Another notch on Chalice's belt.
Well, I liked it because the lady in the room next to him could hear it.
Oh, yeah. Marge was listening to the whole thing. I started thinking about it, too. Well, I already mentioned it. Like, every woman in this movie he's hooked up with, I think one of the only ones is his buddy's wife. The dude who just showed up.
Well, and
Marge, I guess Marge, but that's his actual wife, so they have hooked up.
And given enough time, I'm sure he would have got Buddy's wife as well. Maybe even Buddy too. Who knows?
So Chalice ends up going out that night to get some drinks, right? On his way back with the booze, he gets absolutely like ambushed by the local drunk, like jumps out of a dark alley.
Yeah.
So the interesting part is the dude just wants a drink and actually Chalice just gives him the bottle.
Which I would never do. I mean, come on, dude. You don't know where his lips have been.
No.
And we know where Chalice has been.
Well, and the dude, it's kind of funny because the drunk afterwards, he's got his own bottle that he walks away with. So it's like he's just one a little extra.
Just a little freebie.
Yeah. So the local gives him some lore on Cochran. So Cochran brought in all these workers from out of town. He didn't hire people from in the town. So he's kind of like bitter about all that. And he explains that there's cameras all over this place. And you see them throughout the movie. They're monitoring the entire town.
Yeah, you get the vibe. Everyone's watching.
They're watching even right now.
I shouldn't say everyone. Cochran's watching.
Yeah. Well, to which the drunk looks up and he says, Cochran, F you.
It's good because you see he's had enough of this Cochran, and this is his moment to take a stand.
Yeah.
Maybe a bad choice, but it was good.
Well, he also says he's going to burn the factory down with Molotov cocktails.
That was maybe too much, especially when you know they're watching, because now they're going to have to act.
They end up splitting off. The drunk goes back to his little shack, eats some Cheese Whiz, and that's when the suits show up. So they grab him, put him on his knees. Okay, they're going to murder this guy, but I did not expect this. They grab his head, twist it, pop his freaking head off.
The kills are insane. Like, his head's off, and there's just blood spurting out like a fountain.
Well, it's like, it just is like such a jump because the first dude, it was a very, I mean, he grabbed his nose and it was like a pop. It wasn't even like that gory. This one went like way beyond that.
Dude, but I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So Chalice ends up going back to his hotel and immediately starts sucking a titty.
Did he?
He did. That was like, he went straight to the titty milk.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
So that's followed by a double bang session. So again, Chalice is doing his thing.
I mean, that's wild.
I did like it after.
Oh my God.
After banging this girl.
This was crazy.
Yeah. He decides, you know what? She looks a little young. And so after they've hooked up multiple times here, he goes,
Wait a minute. How old are you?
Relax. I'm older than I look.
Which to me, he thought about that earlier, but he was waiting to ask till after.
And that's one of those questions you need to ask early on, you know?
Or how about if she looks like she's that young, maybe you just don't do this.
And let's be honest, she didn't look that young, but it was funny that they even threw that in.
Yeah, why did they put that in there?
Yeah, it just makes you think like this guy.
Well, it's building his character. He's a dog.
He is a dog. All right. Meanwhile, so Ellie and Chalice, they're doing their thing in the hotel room. Marge Gutman starts inspecting that little pin that fell off the mask. So every of the Silver Shamrock mask it's actually kind of obnoxiously large. shamrock pin that's on it.
Right.
Well, it had fallen off, and she's starting to inspect it. And in the back of it, it looks like there's like a computer chip like lodged in it.
Yeah, so we're watching this and you're really focused on like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
And then it gets weird.
Yeah, so she decides she's going to unlodge this thing, and she takes a hairpin out and starts like messing with it to try to pop it out. And then a freaking blue beam of laser light blasts her in the face and explodes her. Like, or not, it's not even exploding. It just like melts her face and she's dead.
Well, yeah, it's just like a high power laser went through her head, boom, gone.
Yeah, and it leaves her like with a mouth that's open, and it was pretty gruesome.
Well, yeah, and now you're like, wait, so there's some power in this metal? Like,
Yeah.
what is this movie?
And I don't think it's metal. I think it's a rock shaving.
Okay, well, whatever.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that a little later. No, I did have some issues with this laser beam. It just didn't seem to line up correctly to me.
Like with the impact, the wound?
It first of all, it looked like it came out of her mouth. I slow-moed it, but it does come out of the little button. It
Yeah.
comes out of the little button. But then, like, as she falls back and moves, it seems to be like emanating from her. It just didn't line up right.
Yeah, no, I agree. There was something off. To me, it almost looked like, from my memory, it looked like it was almost going out. I don't know.
Yeah, it was an interesting movie. Either way, so now we've had these dudes that are just like ripping heads off, and we have these buttons that seem to shoot laser beams.
I will say, too, even though these kills are brutal, nothing about this movie was scary to me.
No, I guess it's a little suspenseful at times, but it's not like a scary movie.
Yeah, it's more like a horror mystery where you're just kind of curious on what is even going on.
Right.
And
yeah.
the kills are just kind of nice to have.
Yeah, a little extra touch.
Yeah.
So Chalice now takes a break from boning Ellie's brains out, and because he heard the commotion next door. So he comes out of the room to find Cochrane's workers are now loading up Marge's body, and they're going to take her back to the factory. Before the doctor can really like investigate much, Cochrane actually shows up in his car, kind of smooths it over like, hey, we have the best treatment at our facility. And as a doctor, I mean, you'd be like, well, that doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
Yeah, why would you have medical staff at your mask shop?
Well, shocking, they don't.
Now, Chalice doesn't know what happened to the lady. He just knows something bad happened because apparently she's on a gurney.
She's on a gurney. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, they might have heard the laser. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How far would that beam go? I feel like that would have gone into their room almost.
Well, with the power that it went through her head, yeah, you would have seen some damage on the other side. You have to, right?
I mean, that looked to be a strong beam.
I would have liked to seen it come through the door, through the wall.
Yeah, like go over his head.
Yeah.
All right, we cut. Saturday the 30th. We're on a new day. So Chalice calls up Teddy at the coroner's office. She's again like going through I guess she's going through what the remains of the incinerated car.
Yeah, so that guy that poured gasoline on himself and blew himself up, she's trying to figure out, I guess, what happened.
They're probably trying to find like any identification, teeth, anything like that. The problem is there's no bones, there's no teeth, there's nothing. So she thinks there's like some tampering that's been going on.
Yeah, and there just seems to be metal pieces around.
Yes, strange devices, gears.
Yeah, we're going to keep kind of going back and forth with her through this movie.
Yeah, and so Chalice now tells her too, like, hey, can you look into Cochrane and like check him out? Again, it's kind of odd. Why don't you get some actual cops involved? But whatever, we're not bringing more characters.
I told you, he's a cop now.
Yeah, that's true.
Their
yeah.
whole medical facility is cop related.
Yeah, true. So Chalice and Ellie finally decide they're going to actually go to the Silver Shamrock factory. All right. So they arrive, they question some of the workers, and they find out that her dad, in fact, did come there. He did pick up his order, and they said he left headed north. So we know the dad made the pickup, but we don't really know, and I don't think it's ever really explained why he got into trouble.
Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. I guess they just wanted to kill people.
Or he saw something he didn't like, because really, like, they're into having people distribute these masks. Like, they like these guys who are selling them. They need to sell these masks.
Do they though? Because we're gonna find out. Maybe they don't like the guys selling them too much.
That's
You're right
interesting.
though. Now that you say that, this doesn't make sense. Why their salesmen are getting offed?
Yeah, I don't know. He must have. I'm going to go with he saw something he shouldn't have. So as they're about to leave, that's when Buddy and the Winnebago family show up. And you're totally right. It is like a Vegas Vacation or, National Lampoon's family.
Yeah, they're just a little dysfunctional, but fun in a fun way.
You wouldn't want to be around them long. They're pretty annoying, but they're fun to watch.
But Buddy he's a salesman, so he's very friendly.
Well, yeah, he glazes Cochrane hard.
Colonel Cochrane.
Cochran, the all-time genius of the practical joke.
Well, yeah, he's trying to get more masks at a lower price, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, so Cochran comes out again. He's the one who runs the factory. He meets with Buddy and his family. They're there for a private tour. So actually, now that I think about it, was that all just a setup
For Buddy?
the private tour? Like, was he trying to do some...
You mean, did Cochran set him up? I think so, because it seems like there was a plan the whole time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess to test well, we can't get into it too much.
Yeah.
To test the functionality of the mask?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, anyways, before Chalice can leave, Buddy, being that he met him one time, now thinks they're best friends. So he's like, hey, we're doing this tour. Chalice, why don't you guys come along with us? Like, he actually says, like, can I bring my friends? And it's like, friends is kind of
ambitious.
Yeah. I don't know if you really want to make Chalice your buddy, especially with your wife around.
Yeah, you got to keep him away from any woman. No one's safe.
No one's safe. All right. So during the tour, Buddy drops some knowledge about Cochran. So apparently this guy is a genius of the practical joke. Like, he used to make a ton of these like whoopee cushion stuff. Actually, he made sticky toilet paper.
Classic.
That sounds so disgusting.
Ugh.
Sticky toilet paper.
But it would be a good prank, I guess. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, either. Well, I hope it's not a thing.
Well, it's like a prank gift or something.
Dude, could you imagine using sticky toilet paper?
Dude, a nightmare.
He made dead dwarfs, sure, sloth chainsaws, and before that, he was like a toy maker.
Okay.
So what you need to know really is that he's into small mechanical devices, maybe even actually large mechanical devices.
Yeah.
He's a master of the mechanics, all right?
Sure.
Anyways, on the tour, Ellie ends up spotting her dad's car at the factory. It's like hidden in a warehouse, but she can't get to it because the workers kind of block it off. They don't give away that that's what they're there looking for, but now she knows her dad's car was left here, so obviously they're involved. So they end up concluding the tour. They go back to the hotel room. As usual, Chalice has some more drinks. And did you notice there's one thing with Chalice that I saw he does a lot, and it's not a great move. It's he grabs Ellie's arm like this.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that's not a good move on girls.
No, it's a little aggressive, I would say.
Yeah, and he like leads her around a lot with that claw grab. Okay, so Chalice and Ellie, they're back at the hotel, our motel, our Holiday Inn. And he decides he's going to go use the phone, so Ellie's going to stay in the room. They split off for a second. Of course, the phone doesn't work. He can't get through to anyone. When he comes back to the room, Ellie's gone. And spoiler alert, she got abducted by the suits, all right? So he goes into the room, and when he turns around to look out, there's now a line of suit men waiting for him. So he's now like knows that they're after him. They're onto this whole thing.
Yeah, I think she gave it away when I was going to say she gave it away when she saw the dad's car because she did kind of make a run for it a little bit. But actually, I think Cochran knew the whole time what they were there for.
Yeah, I mean, they're monitoring everything. That whole husband-wife thing, they're not the greatest actors in the movie acting.
Yeah.
So anyways, he tries to shut the door. The suit men like explode the door, just like slam through it. He goes to the bathroom, ends up bailing out the window, and he makes his way back to the factory. He has to do a lot of like solid snake work.
Dude, there's a lot of sneaking going around.
Yeah, like car coming in the grass against the wall, you know?
Peeking around the corner.
Okay, so now this whole time in this movie, they're showing how secure this factory is with cameras and everything. I do love it because he gets to this gate that, like, again, they have like fences around everything, but this one gate has, I don't know, a 3-foot section that he can crawl under. Like, it's like so unsecure.
It's stupid, yeah.
So he slips under, and then part of it too, though, I'm like, they probably know he's here the whole time because it looks like he's kind of like getting around the cameras, but the cameras are everywhere. So I think they kind of knew he was here the whole time.
Yeah, I got the feeling they're kind of letting him do his thing.
Yeah, why not have another little visitor?
I mean, they did try to get him earlier, but now they're just like, okay, he's going to show up. We'll just play a little game. Let's see how far he can get.
Yeah, so he slithers in there, goes into the factory, and he ends up finding a room with an old lady knitting.
Yeah, this is weird.
I actually like this a lot.
It's just creepy because it's like, why would she be there? Why would there be an old lady just knitting in this factory?
In a room by herself, nothing in the room, just knitting away, not responding to anything.
Yeah,
So
very off-putting.
Yeah, I loved it though. And he goes to shake her, and then her head falls off.
Like, oh my God, this lady just died.
Well, she didn't, because as he looks inside, there's gears moving around.
And that's when we find out these are robots.
There's robots in this movie.
AI is real.
By the way, dude, I would pay a good amount of money to have the old lady knitting robot.
Oh, just to have it sitting around like in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So after finding the old robot woman, he ends up getting found by the suits. They get into a big fight, and that's where Chalice like gets on top of this dude and gives him like a super gut punch because it goes through the guy's stomach. When he pulls his hand out, it's covered in like orange goo, and he's got a handful of wires. So that's where it really is put together. All the guys in the suits are robots.
Yeah, it was so gross too when his hand went through because you knew they were kind of robots, but that sticky material is just ugh.
You know what that is?
Honey?
Orange juice concentrate.
Oh, well, it was good. It worked. I don't know why they'd be in robots, but why not? Why would that be why would that help the functionality of them?
Well, you know, oh, the goo?
Yeah.
Maybe it's like, I'm going to
A
say
lubricant?
No, I would say a lubricant, and it cools them down, I'm going to say.
Ooh,
because
I
all
like
those
it.
internal moving parts, you got to lubricate them, got to cool them down.
Can we say Cochrane's a freaking genius that he got these robots to work? Is he a witch?
Dude, there's witchcraft tied to this. I don't really know how.
Sorry, warlock? All due respect.
So anyways, at this point, the doctor gets captured by Cochrane, and he's taking him around.
Well, because after he punched through the guy's stomach, he was in a state of shock, and he just kind of lets them grab him now.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. Like, he's like fighting, rips this guy's stomach apart, and then he just goes kind of like limp.
He's like giving up all hope. He's like, I don't know what's going on either. I'm done.
Cochrane takes him to the secret lair. Now, in this lair, there's a lot of computers.
Dude, okay, I gotta talk about this. The stupidest setup I've ever seen in my life.
Why?
A circle of computers on these racks, but they don't look stable at all. I didn't even see an entry point into there. It just seems like the most non-functional setup I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like, so they have all these computers in a circle, lots of TV monitors, and then more importantly, they have a Stonehenge stone.
Yeah, okay, well, yes. Now let's get into the Stonehenge, I guess.
Yeah,
I wanted to talk more about the setup, but the heights of the stuff didn't really make sense either.
Well,
but
there's a lot of computers, and again, this is back in the day. It's just a lot of buttons. There is one, I would say it's a light bright.
Yeah, definitely a light bright machine.
There's a light bright screen over a lot of buttons.
I love that too. Back in the day, it's just different things lighting up, and you're like, oh man, this must be like really sophisticated.
Super high tech. Okay, but we got to talk about the Stonehenge, because you're probably wondering, why is the Stonehenge here?
Yeah.
And apparently it's got some like magical powers.
My favorite part of the movie is when he explains how Stonehenge got there.
He doesn't.
He says,
We had a time getting it here. You wouldn't believe how we did it.
but no, he's not going to explain because how would they get that there?
Yeah, that's quite a task. I mean, you got to still it and then transport it without being seen.
Yeah, you need a plane, I guess, if it could even fit on a plane.
But if you're using warlock powers, maybe he is warlockish. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe like phase it. I don't know, transport it. What do we call that?
It gets confusing. Teleport.
Teleport.
Maybe.
That's what I'm looking for.
It gets confusing on what the powers that are going on. All you need to know is they're taking the stone, they're shaving it down, and that's what they're using on the buttons.
Yeah, he says there's something about this Stonehenge has this power, and so the shavings have some sort of power. That's why we saw the laser beam. How that works, I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it as we go, but what you need to know at this point now, so Cochrane has the doc with him, Dr. Chalice. Ellie's tied up and strapped down in a holding room. Cochrane decides he needs to show Chalice a little demonstration of how this works.
Yeah, because why not? Why not just show him everything? Well,
Yeah.
you know what I was thinking? Like, why did they even keep him hostage? Why didn't they just rip his head off too?
Well, it's not a good movie.
I know, but I just didn't understand why Cochrane now wants to show him everything.
Well, he's going to show him a little bit of a sacrifice here, all right, and how this whole system works. So, remember Buddy?
The nice little family?
The nice little family, they're still here, all right? And by the way, they were here for a long time.
Yeah.
Because this is like, Chalice went back to the hotel room. This is like nighttime now.
They're just making deals, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever. Anyways, they bring them in, they bring the family into a mock living room. And it's like a test room. And they shut the door behind them. They're kind of locked in. But they don't think anything's necessarily wrong yet. And that's when the jingle starts up. But there's some new instructions. So it's the Silver Shamrock jingle. They say you need to put your mask on. So the kid puts on the mask. And then the TV starts playing.
And the kid's like glued on the TV too. He's right up in the front.
Yes. And now there's the pumpkin that starts flashing. I feel like they called it the magical pumpkin or something.
Yeah, it has like a strobe-like effect.
Yeah, if you have like, this would be like seizure warning all over it nowadays. So it starts like flashing faster and faster. And that's where Buddy's son's mask starts becoming a little too real.
Yeah.
Like it almost morphs into like real material and he's kind of like clawing at it.
Oh, it actually was pretty disturbing.
I liked it. It looked like, I don't know, it had like a good feel to it.
Well, it looked good, and also it's disturbing. I just didn't expect them to go after the kid.
Oh, first shot is the kid, yeah.
Yeah, so it's melting on this poor kid's head.
Yeah, it does seem to like be melting it.
Yeah.
And he collapses down to the floor and he's gone.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my God, that's crazy. But that's not the craziest part.
No, because now crickets and snakes start pouring out of this kid's face.
Which I like because it's so freaking disturbing. Especially, dude, I hate snakes. You know I hate snakes.
You don't like snakes.
Oh, terrified of snakes. I have killed 2, though. 2 on my belt. But yeah, dude, it's like, where did these things come from?
I don't. Yeah, that's one of the great mysteries of this movie.
Yeah, where would snake? I mean, I'm not talking about a small snake. This thing is a giant snake that came out of the mask.
There was a rattlesnake. There's multiple snakes.
Yeah, and all sorts of insects.
Well, now it gets a little weird because the mom passes out.
Oh, wait, now it gets weird.
The mom passes out and apparently dies.
Yeah, that was enough for her.
The dad takes a rattlesnake bite and dies.
Yeah.
So the family's gone.
Yeah, and that's the plan. They're going to put these masks on the kids, and it's going to kill them all. And, of course, with all the insects coming out, it's going to kill everyone around them, too.
Yeah, and don't worry. I know you probably want to like dive a little deeper into how these masks work. We will at the end, because there's a lot of questions I have.
But the insect thing will never be explained.
Yeah, insects, snakes, no.
Yeah, that just happens.
Right. So we cut back over to Teddy. So Teddy's a coroner. And she has a visitor, all right? One of the suits has snuck into her office, grabbed a drill, like a drill, you know what I mean? Like a big bit on it that looks like it can do a little damage.
Well, and it just so happens at the same time she's figuring out, hold on, these parts look like robotic parts.
Yeah, it was funny, yeah, because she finds like a gear and she's like playing with it. She's like, oh, like she makes that conclusion, which that's crazy.
You would never in a million years think, oh my God, I think that guy was a robot.
Yeah, because she goes to call the sheriff, but the suit guy steps in, throws her down, drills her through the ear.
Dude, brutal kill. Brutal.
They didn't show it,
but you can feel it though. You can hear it just like, zzz, you gotta hear it go through, right?
Yeah.
Which is effective. You didn't even have to see it to feel it.
That's true. Sometimes
Dude,
less is more.
The more we talk about this, the kills in this were really good.
I don't hate this movie.
It wasn't good though.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cochran takes Chalice, ties him up in a room, straps him to like a dolly, and he unveils like the big broad plan, like what's going to happen here? What's his ultimate mission? And really, it's just child murder.
Well, but he does have a purpose for it.
Does he?
Well, I think it's because Cochran wanted to go back to the old ways of Halloween where they used to sacrifice things for the spirits or whatever. And now it's gone too commercial. So now he's going to go after the kids and show them, I guess, a real ritual, or now he's going to kill everyone.
Yeah, I think at first he says it's a good joke, the best ever, like the best joke ever on the children. So that was like his first part of what he liked. So he's a little demented. All right.
Sure.
Then he was like, don't you think it's strange to have kids run around begging for candy? Which it actually is kind of strange.
Halloween is a weird deal. I love it though, but it is odd.
Yeah. So then he brings up the old Celtic tradition of Samhain. Somebody said there's a different way of saying it. Whatever. I'm saying Samhain.
We barely can talk. Yeah.
So he's wanting to restore the old ancient pagan practices of blood sacrifice. So I thought, and I looked into this because I was like, okay, does that mean he's like sacrificing the kids to appease something?
Yeah,
like because that whole old Celtic tradition, it's like the merging between the dead and the living. So maybe it's a way to keep the dead.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like a sacrifice to the evil spirits.
But it's not. He just likes the tradition. Like, I mean, I guess
he's just a fan of the tradition. That's it.
Yeah, it's not like it's going to keep anything at bay. There's no like good motive to that.
It's not like if you don't do this, then something's going to come and terrorize the world.
Right. It's not. No, he just is like doing this because he likes that old tradition.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Sure.
so the kids are going to wear the masks. The little Stonehenge pin will activate. How they'll die is different ways as we've seen.
Well, no, I think it's just the melt.
It's just the melt and snakes.
I mean, I guess it's the only thing we saw with the masks.
Well, we saw a laser beam,
I still don't quite understand why that happened.
and it happens again.
I know.
So he leaves Chalice in the room, and he's actually watching Halloween until the jingle starts up.
Which is fun. I love that they threw it in there.
Yeah, they just, again, little nod. Like, yes, this is a Halloween movie, believe it or not. So about like a minute after he leaves the room, Chalice has already broken the TV, kicked it in, gets himself kind of out of the chair. But the problem is there's a camera on him, and it's up in the corner of the room. And with one of the greatest mask throws of all time, Chalice takes the mask with a little like side twist and chucks it, lands right on the camera.
It's so funny. That stuck out to me too, because it was just a wrist flick. And the way the mask's shaped, I mean, dude, that's a 1 in a million shot.
Dude, it would take so freaking long to do that. I read something in like the trivia where it said it took like 40 takes. I don't even know if that's true. Like, why would you even actually do that? To throw it and get it to land? I mean, I feel like they kind of cut. Maybe they didn't.
I thought it was a cut too.
We'll have
but
to look back at it.
you definitely don't have to really do that.
Yeah, because that's like, dude, that throw would be so hard.
Not to mention, it doesn't really matter. There's cameras everywhere. You just shut off one camera.
Yeah.
They already know you escaped. What's the point?
Yeah. Well,
Other than it looked cool.
no. Anyways, so he ends up getting out of his chair and finds, I love this in movies, the human-sized vents. Like, are these a thing in Bill? I've never even seen a vent that is that large.
I like that you looked around the room to see how big the vent
Our
was.
vent's tiny. It's like this big, you know, but it's a house.
That's so funny. Yeah, there are those vents everywhere, and I've never seen a vent that big in my life.
I mean, maybe it's a thing they used to have, gigantic vents.
Maybe in factories that are big, you need big vents.
I mean,
I
you
don't think
would,
so,
but man, it's just so big.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, he gets inside, he goes through the vent, makes his way to like the roof where he goes back into the building, finds Ellie strapped down, escapes or cuts her loose from her straps, and they end up in the main layer.
Well, and like I said, this part was so long. I feel like it was like 10 minutes of him just sneaking.
Yeah, lots of sneaking, which again, they're probably watching the whole time. So now my question is like, how, you may be asking too, how are they going to escape? Because they're in this giant layer room. There's like, I don't know, 20, 30 of these robot dudes around with Cochrane. Like, what's the big plan here? Well, Dr. Chalice happens to find a box of Silver Shamrock buttons. All right. So that's the first part of the plan. He's going to use these buttons somehow. He tells Ellie, like, hey, wait here. I'm going to go over to those really confusing computers.
And this may have been the craziest part of the movie.
Yes. So like we said, in this whole structure, it's like a circular monitor setup room. So like to get to these computers and not be seen, nearly impossible.
Well, and just to be clear, the room isn't circular. They've just set up a circle in the room of the monitors. I don't know why they did that, but it's going to play into this plan here.
Yeah. So his big plan is I'm just going to say, he's going to somehow turn on these TVs, put the jingle on, and use those buttons to kill them. All right.
Can I ask real quick, how does he know the buttons will do anything?
Well, that's a thing. Okay. I like counted some of these buttons. There's over 140 buttons on this computer.
Oh, you're talking about on the computer. Oh, I thought you meant by buttons. I thought you meant the buttons he's going to drop.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There's two things going on here. The buttons themselves, the Silver Shamrock, he saw that on the mask, melted the kid and everything. Why would he think he could use those as a weapon? I would think you would need to have them all in masks.
Yeah, he wouldn't know at all that there's some other power these buttons have.
You wouldn't think so.
You wouldn't even know what the heck these things do.
True.
Yeah.
True. But that's not even the biggest problem because he's got to get to this computer screen, navigate through, again, over 140 buttons, multiple monitors, and find the right 6-button combination to cast the jingle onto their own internal monitors, which he does.
Again, the craziest part. There's no way on earth he would know what to do. There's no labeling.
No, like I said, your only visual is a light bright.
Yeah.
So he hits like 3 buttons, does a little monitor turn, another 3 buttons. That combination is crazy.
Yeah, insane.
Then he takes off, runs out. That's where Cochrane actually kind of spots him, but he grabs that box of buttons, runs up to the catwalk, and then he dumps them over the top, pouring them down onto all the workers. Now the jingle's playing, so they have the Silver Shamrock jingle playing, buttons showering down on him, and then it's like short laser beam deaths.
Yeah, laser beams start blasting everywhere out of these buttons. I don't understand why. I still don't understand what triggers the laser beam.
It's the jingle.
But the kid didn't get laser beamed. Are we to think the laser beam was kind of going off and it was contained within the mask and it was melting the mask, which caused the kid's death?
It seems these buttons are multi-purposed.
That was so weird.
It's like when they're not attached to the mask, that energy just explodes.
I guess that's a good explanation.
I don't
That's
know.
as good as you're going to get.
I don't know. Well, these buttons take out all the workers, with exception to Cochran, who's just standing alone. And he gives him, I did like it because he gave him like a little clap, like, you outsmarted me.
Yeah, good job.
Good job. Good job.
Game recognized game.
But if you think Cochran's going to get taken out with a little short button laser beam, no. Because around these monitors now, a circular beam forms.
Yeah, I think Stonehenge got pissed off that this happened. The hinge was angry.
The hinge was angry because it started reacting. And then we had a double laser beam attack from the circle ring and Stonehenge hitting Cochrane. And this one, again, an effect we'll never see. We only saw once in this movie. It turned him into a statue.
Yeah, makes total sense.
So the powers of these beams are very confusing.
Yeah, I don't know why Stonehenge attacked him. I thought he was a friend, an ally, one might say.
Well, he got activated by the jingle, that very catchy jingle. So Chalice and Ellie, they end up escaping the factory, and we can see now there's a huge flame. Like, this whole place is on fire. Like, it's like a massive fire.
Right.
So they're driving back to safety, and Ellie seems unusually quiet.
Yeah, something's going on with her, but you can understand, dude. That was pretty traumatic what had happened. I'm not even sure what she actually saw. I don't even know where she was half the time, but
Strapped down.
yeah, she's going through stuff.
Yeah. Well, then she reaches over and grabs Chalice's face. This causes Chalice to crash into a tree. Ellie's arm gets chopped off, and we see she's a robot.
Well, and not only that, her body keeps attacking him, and it just unnecessarily. He fights the arm off, then it comes back. It just, this whole thing keeps going on, which I actually thought was funny. Now to the big point. She was a robot. Was she a robot?
How long was she a robot? Did she get turned into a robot? That seems like a big process.
I don't think you can turn someone into a robot. Was her dad ever real? Was her dad a robot?
Rogue robot.
Well, no, because you're right. I just assumed, honestly, I thought, oh, they remade her into a robot. Like they made a clone of her or however they did it. Obviously, Cochrane had some like pretty good skills. I thought maybe they took a clone of her and made a clone robot and she's still alive somewhere.
I feel like that would take so much time. I think the only thing that would make sense is her being a robot, but why?
Man, I didn't even think about this that much till now. It doesn't really make sense.
Unless so Cochrane would have had to send Ellie into the hospital to maybe seduce the doctor, bring him back to the factory because he is the one that's on to this whole thing.
But you could have just killed him like they did everyone else who got onto the whole thing.
Interesting. Yeah, that is a weird twist.
Dude, now it's going to bug the heck out of me. Why the heck was she a robot? Or was that really her?
I mean, I feel like in the movie, you're supposed to think they just turned her into a robot. That is a big stretch.
Yeah, I think so.
To create a robot in that time, because it's like has to be a creation. Like, it's not like they melded her into one.
Let us know in the comments. What do you think?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, so now Chalice frantically runs to the gas station, starts calling up TV stations, like trying to end this broadcast. It's being broadcast on multiple channels, right?
Because even though the factory shut down, the broadcast is still going to go.
Right. And all the kids have their masks on at home. It's that jingle's playing. He gets one station to kill it, two stations to kill it, but the third station, it seems to be playing still. And the movie starts to fade out as the magical pumpkin is flashing. Cochrane screaming, "Stop it!"
Dude, I loved him yelling into the phone. I just thought it was funny.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
End of movie.
Boom.
Did he stop it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, they actually wrote a book on this movie, like they had an adaptation or whatever, and apparently he didn't stop it, I think. And there's an alternate ending, and we'll talk about it in our after pod. But then alternate ending, they have like children screaming as the
Oh my
credits
God.
as the credits roll.
That's too much.
Yeah, let's just get to our rating.
Yeah, I'll keep it pretty simple. This movie's insane. And it was fun, though. I do like the quirkiness of it and the absurdity, because there are a lot of times I just thought it was funny. The main character, I enjoyed watching him. His womanizing alcoholic, this like problematic main character was fun and fun to hang out with, I would say. The magical powers I thought was interesting. The acting was good. I like the main character. I like the main bad character too. I thought he was really fun. It just was so bizarre. I'm not even going to take into Halloween the series into effect with the rating. Just on its own, I'd probably put this at like I put this at 5.2. It was fun watching. I won't watch it again, but I had a good time. It was really slow though. There definitely are parts in this movie where I was just really bored.
Yeah, it's a slower burn for sure. I don't know. I personally I liked it. It's interesting. I mean, the plot is so jumbled with like there's the Samhain Celtic tradition, the technology, like where's Stonehenge fit into all this? It's just kind of random. They threw that in.
Which is part of why I like it, because it's so stupid and ridiculous. It's one of those so bad it's kind of good.
Yeah, but I will say I watched this probably 4 or 5 times and I enjoyed it. Like it's an enjoyable watch. It's kind of fun. It's quirky. It's interesting. The characters I thought are really good. So I enjoyed my journey with this movie. As a Halloween movie, it's a 2.1.
Yeah, of course.
Because you have no Myers in it. It makes no sense with the Halloween franchise. But as a standalone, I'm going to say 6.4.
Fair.
Like it's an enjoyable watch. I thought it was fun. It makes you think a little bit, like, because stuff doesn't really make sense. They bring in like a lot of quirky characters. That whole family coming in just to get murdered off. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, like I said, I was really curious during the movie. It was slow, again, the sneaking, so much sneaking, but the whole time I am like, where are they going to take this? Which makes it a good movie in that way.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's our rating on, Season of the Witch.
That was wild.
Yeah. Let's jump into a little bit of trivia. The movie turned into a book in 1982, bestseller.
Oh, like a book about the movie or just a book about the story?
I think it's like the story.
Okay.
Based on the movie.
A bestseller.
Apparently.
Interesting.
You already mentioned it. Dick Warlock, credited as an assassin. He was Myers. During a panel interview, Tommy Lee Wallace, that's the director, was asked to explain the connection between Stonehenge, Ireland, robots, and laser beams that melt flesh and produce bugs and snakes. To this, he says, it's magic, man.
I like it. It would have been better if he said, I could tell you, but you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, you're right. That would be better.
So our next movie is going to be Halloween 4, and then Halloween, I think there's a Halloween 5. Is that what it's called?
I don't know. They start doing remakes and stuff. We'll have to see.
But then after that, we're going to have a break, and we're going to watch Him, the new release, which is going to be a lot of fun. I hope. I don't even know what to expect, to be honest. I just love football and horror, so it's going to be fun for me at least.
Okay.
If it's not good, this guy's going to roast me, so that'll be fun at least.
Yeah, I'm already going in with like a little bit of a critical, like, we'll see.
I know, man. I don't know what to think, but then we'll be back on the Halloween series. So.
I do love the Wayans brothers, though.
Yeah, Marlon's in there.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm skeptical, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'll be fun either way.
I don't trust any of these overhyped movies lately.
No, we already talked about that 2025 year of overhyped horror.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the members. Thank you for hit subs, those who hit likes, those who leave reviews. It's all appreciated.
Yep, thanks for hanging out, guys.
All right, now members, we'll see you in the afterpod.
For the others, we'll see you on next episode.
See ya.
Bye.